Right, and we have some news just coming in at this point in time. Pakistan Army's graveyard. Baloch Army bleeds Pakistan. Maryam has said thousands of Pakistan soldiers are dead. Maryam Sharif says thousands names in the list still not complete. Maryam Nawaz Sharif has spoken about the fact that during her recent visit to pay tributes to martyrs, she saw a list containing nearly 1,000 names, adding that the list was still not complete. The Chief Minister mentioned that on 5th of February, she visited the home of Captain Muhammad Ali Qureshi, who was martyred while performing his duties in Balochistan. Maryam Sharif says she met the officer's wife and noticed that his presence and memories were kept alive in every corner of the house. Yeah, there's an admission from the Chief Minister that thousands of soldiers have been killed in Balochistan. Listen in.
मेरा नाम मोहम्मद शराम है, मेरे वालिद का नाम मोहम्मद रियाज अली है। मैं शेखपुरा से तल्लुक़ रखता हूँ, शेखपुरा का रहने वाला हूँ। गांव किला मीर सिंह मेरे गांव का नाम है। मैं पाकिस्तान आर्मी में 2020 में भर्ती हुआ था। मेरा सिपाही रंग के
Right, so you heard that from Pakistan Punjab Chief Minister there, Maryam Nawaz Sharif, talking about the fact that the list of Pakistani soldiers who have died is extremely long. The list is very long, is what she has clearly said. Remember, this comes at a time when the escalation of tensions between Pakistan and Balochistan continues at this point in time. With Pakistan also, talking about the fact that they've got the better of the Balochis, but what is the proof here is of the minister, Gaurav, the Chief Minister of Punjab, Pakistan, admitting that there's a long list of Pakistan soldiers, Pakistan Army soldiers who've died in Balochistan. This is an admission in that sense, isn't it? That Pakistan is suffering as far as Balochistan is concerned.
So Pakistan is suffering because of its own actions and the brutality against the Baloch freedom fighters. In fact, the Baloch nation has risen against the Pakistani state. It is visible almost everywhere and almost every day. Herof 1 and then Herof 2.0 operations, they really showed, how strong they were. And Maryam Nawaz's statement is very, very significant. Maryam Nawaz was at, the condolence of a young Pakistan Army captain who was killed in action in Balochistan recently. She met the captain's widow and went to the family and also interacted with officers of that unit. And that is where she saw that entire list, she says, of about 1,000 Pakistan Army soldiers who'd been killed in Balochistan. And she says this wasn't a very comprehensive list. This did not have all the names. Now, this goes on to show that Pakistan's losses are even higher in Balochistan, and this is just one part of the story. The second part, and equally damaging for Pakistan, are the losses that Pakistan Army is suffering in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province against the TTP, the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, operating in tandem virtually at the borders with TTA, Tehreek-e-Taliban Afghanistan. So the entire western side of Pakistan is up in flames, and post Operation Sindoor, Pakistan cannot take it easy on the LC either, or the international border with India, Anjali.
Even Gaurav, Sneha this side. This also comes at a time, Gaurav, when the Balochis have spoken about the fact that 17 Pakistan soldiers have been captured. They want the release of their people. And that conversation is also underway, isn't it?
That's the second part. You remember, Sneha, India Today was the first channel to even report that Pakistan Army soldiers had been taken captive during Operation Herof 2.0, and not just in Nushki but in other parts of Balochistan. You'd recall the operations that had started, from Quetta in the northern part of Balochistan all the way down to Gwadar and Pasni on the Arabian Sea coast. At that point of time, Pakistan had officially admitted perhaps 18 sites had been targeted, but ultimately it appeared more than 48 sites had been targeted, and each very carefully chosen, including the ISI office in Balochistan, the administration, the so-called red zone, which is Pakistan Army's Quetta headquarters, the Chief Minister's residence, the area around that red zone was also targeted. And this just goes on to show how extensive were Baloch operations, Baloch freedom fighters, the Baloch Liberation Army, that it was able to target 50 different locations across 13 or 14 districts in Balochistan, and extensively. In fact, in Nushki, they held on to a state, to an entire district for about 5 to 6 days, and then they melted in the mountains once again, taking Pakistan Army soldiers as prisoners of war with them. So, Sneha, the damage to Pakistan has been immense.
You heard also from the captured Pakistan soldier talking about the kind of troubles that they are facing in this particular region. Gaurav, in fact, continues to be with us. Gaurav, in this context, how do you also look at the fact that it was Maryam Nawaz Sharif herself who had, in fact, pledged, money to the tune of 10 billion for Frontier Corps to bolster the security in Balochistan as well?
So the situation in Balochistan right now is very precarious. Slender is the thread. Baloch freedom fighters, they say that they've sent out a very powerful message, not just to Pakistan state, but also to Chinese and other foreign investments in Balochistan, that Pakistan cannot continue to plunder resources of Balochistan, and Pakistan's Punjab province makes money out of it, and nothing is given to the sons, daughters of the soil in Balochistan. Also, the atrocities of the Pakistani state in Balochistan, they've been well documented over decades. And since Balochistan has been waging a war for their independence, there have been 6 major encounters or waves of this conflict, including the previous one being in 2005-06, when Nawab Akbar Khan Bukti was killed by Pervez Musharraf, and subsequently it's a wave after wave of violence that Pakistan and Balochistan have been seeing. Now it's also intensifying, and it's very interesting. There are reports that seem to indicate that Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and the Baloch Liberation Army in Balochistan, and there is a small belt where the Pathans or Pashtuns also live in a pocket of Balochistan. They are now cooperating, and the latest weapons that Khwaja Asif told the parliament that even Pakistan Army does not have those weapons. The Baloch Liberation Army and the PTP have those weapons and systems now. So very, very precarious situation for Pakistan as it continues to remain a state sponsor of radical Islamist terror. Afghanistan is blaming Pakistan for terror. India, of course, has given evidence of Pakistan's involvement in terror, including in Pahalgam recently. But then this is the situation in our neighborhood, Sneha.
All right, Gaurav, I'm going to leave it there for the moment. Gaurav Sawant there, putting that story into perspective and acknowledgement from the Pakistan government. You heard, in fact, from the Pakistan Punjab Chief Minister of the fact that the list of soldiers who've died there, martyrs, Maryam Nawaz Sharif says, is a long one, and that's not a complete list. On the other side, we have a captured Pakistan soldier talking about the kind of problems that they are now facing in Balochistan.